Welcome to Boyd Reddit Stories, where Reddit's wildest stories come alive. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Now, let's dive into today's video. I have lied to my son about manatees for the last 24 years. 24 years ago, my 6-year-old son got me a birthday present. It was a mug with a picture of a manatee on it. He got upset when I wasn't sufficiently thrilled with his gift. I assured him that I loved it, saying that manatees were my favorite animals in the whole wide world. Since then, manatee-themed items have been my default gift from him. Manatee shirts, manatee calendars, manatee beer steins, and so much more. 24 years of manatee items, displayed proudly in my home. My confession is that manatees are not my favorite animal in the whole wide world. Never have been. I have nothing against them, and they seem like gentle creatures, but they hold no fascination for me. I only said I loved manatees to soothe the feelings of my young son over 2 decades ago. Year after year, I rolled with the lie because it was harmless and I was in too deep to tell him the truth. Now my deception has reached its zenith. Next year, I'm turning 55 and he is turning 30. For Christmas, my son has booked a trip for the two of us to go to Florida to see manatees. My son is so excited for this trip and is telling everyone in our family about it. Even my ex-wife is gushing about my trip to finally see the manatees. Of course, I am thrilled to spend time and have an adventure with my son. I am grateful for his thoughtfulness and love for his old man. We will have a lovely time together and make great memories. And I will continue the deception about the manatees, which are not my favorite animals in the whole wide world. I changed a road sign to make my commute easier 13 years ago. On my daily commute, there was very inconvenient no right turn between 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. sign. I had to make the right turn about 7:20 a.m. every day. For a long time, I would just break the law and make my turn anyway or go around if I thought there was too many people watching. But maybe out of boredom, I did a bit of research and found the ticket for the illegal turn was more than buying a sign from the supplier that makes signs for our area and several other locations. So I ordered a new sign that was no right turn between 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. I figure it was a good investment. I went to the trouble of buying it through an alias and having it sent to a location that was not at all near to where I was. Real cloak and dagger stuff, but it was part of the fun. Then in the middle of the night, I went and removed 2 bolts and put up the new sign. At first, I was expecting for it to be removed or someone looking into it. But it is more than a decade later, and no one ever noticed or changed it. BTY. Yes, I did think of just taking it down, but I figured that would be noticed by someone, and to be honest, the whole scheme of getting a new one was part of the fun. I stay up late at night to watch movies, specifically so nobody joins me. Let me preface this with, I love my wife, I love my daughter. However, I do not love watching a movie with them. Movies should be watched in the dark, with a big bowl of popcorn and minimal to zero talking. My wife insists on having the lights on full blast, not even dim, but bright as noon. Then she enjoys chatting, and then asking 15 minutes later what's going on in the movie. Or, when I'm doing my annual Vincent Price Marathon in October, call them stupid old movies. The biggest cardinal sin are the distractions. Hey, can you give me some milk? Run to the kitchen and get me a snack, etc. When I watch a movie, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching a movie. No phones, no laptops, no tablets. All the while paying attention to the movie and not 15 other things. So if there's a movie I want to see and I know she won't be interested, I wait for her to go to bed, then make some popcorn and watch a good movie by myself with no distractions. After I type this and hit post, I'm making some popcorn and watching the new Knives Out movie. I'll see your replies in a couple hours. I stay up money in an ATM, and now I regret returning it. Just what the title says. I show up to a Wells Fargo ATM, and there is $300 sitting in the cash dispenser. No one around, as if someone made a withdrawal and then forgot to take their money. I waited about 10 minutes to see if anyone came back, but no one did. I was with my 9-year-old son, who was excited and asked if we get to keep it. I told him that the right thing to do is to return it. However, this was a Sunday, and we would have to wait until Monday. Good opportunity for a lesson, right? Kind of. I go in on Monday and explain to the manager what happened. They told me no one had contacted them yet, but they will put it back in the bank And if someone comes and asks, they will look at the balance at the end of the month or something like that. No pat on the back, just a simple thanks, and the bank absorbs the cash with no real outcome. Could have used that $300, but I guess it's an important lesson for my kid. Still, I found money in an ATM my way into being adopted by rich people. So, I've been thinking about how I was adopted, and I just realized I totally pulled an Annie on my parents. Now, they aren't Mr. Warbucks rich, but they're comfortable. They had taken me in as a foster kid when I was 11, and I really liked them. So about 4 months into them fostering me, I wrote them a whole song with choreography about wanting a family. Mind you, this was the work of an 11-year-old, so it wasn't exactly a Disney Channel-worthy performance, but it worked. A couple weeks later, they told me they wanted to adopt me. And when I asked them later on why they chose it, they told me it was because my song and dance really touched them. I totally Annied them. Grimacing face, but hey, at least it worked. I must not be too terrible of a songwriter after all, woman shrugging. I'm so done. 29 years in the classroom, and this year's 9th graders are the worst I have ever had. I have been a teacher for 29 years. During that time, I have had good classes of students and not so good classes of students. Never in my life have I experienced the level of frustration that I am experiencing with this year's 9th graders. Don't get me wrong, there are some great kids in my classes, but on the whole, the level of disrespect and inability to stay focused on their tasks is off the chart. My patience is at an end. This might be the year that I am done. I'm so done. When I was about 24 or 25 years old, I purposely caused a tailgater to crash into a construction ditch, circled back around, got out of my car, and taunted the driver. Like the title says, I'm driving down a major boulevard on my way to work when some asshole decides to tailgate me aggressively while honking and flashing his lights. It was a one-lane road, only for about 3/4 of a mile, but I sped up knowing there was a construction ditch up ahead, and as I sped up, he kept right on my ass, and at the very last second, I swerved around the ditch, and he went right in, totaling his car. I circled back, got out of my car, and yelled, "Fuck you, asshole." He couldn't even get out of his car, but I saw the rage in his face, and I just got back in my car all the while giving him the finger and slowly drove away. God, that felt good. This post unexpectedly blew up, so to answer a few questions. 1. This was in the neighborhood of 1997 or 1998. I can't remember exactly. 2. This was on eastbound Northern Boulevard somewhere, between Old Westbury and Huntington, New York. 3. No, I would not do this again today. Today, I would just simply move over. I was young and dumb. 4. He was alone in the vehicle. I just got unsent letters from my D-word estranged daughter, and I can't stop sobbing. My daughter, who I haven't talked to or seen in 5 years, passed away 2 weeks ago in a car accident. I never stopped loving her for a single minute, but I never approached her to show her that her boundaries matter and was willing to wait for her to come back on her own, even if it took decades. 2 days ago, I returned to work because I'm a lawyer, and I just couldn't take time off like that, and was already late and had so much work to do. But earlier today, my ex came to firm and gave me a folder filled with unsent letters that my daughter wrote to me and said she found them in her room and wanted me to have them. And I waited to get home to read them because I knew I'd sob if I read them there and wouldn't be able to work. And I've been sobbing nonstop for 4 hours now. I myself used to write her a lot of letters and messages that I just throw away. She wrote about how embarrassed she was when she requested to not see me again, and how she still loves me, and how she wants to reunite with me and go on a trip, and how she wants to meet my new wife and kids, and she was wondering if I still love her and think about her like she does, and she wrote about wanting to become a lawyer like me, and that she was studying law, and was wondering if I would be proud of her. She even wrote one after her ex-boyfriend cheated on her, and how she wished I was there, and she was clearly crying because there was stains on the letter, and that just broke my heart in a way that I didn't know was possible. I wish I get just 10 extra minutes with her to tell her I love her so much and that I couldn't be any prouder in her. I just got Ms. Canned a recliner at a furniture store sale. There was a huge sale at this furniture store. I had saved up some to finally get some stuff for my place. I misjudged how expensive things can be, and I really wanted this rocker for the nursery. When I took the sale tags up to the register, it was in the stack and didn't get rung up. At the loading dock, they put in my car, and I didn't correct them. I got a $400 chair for free. I'm so worried they'll come after me. I don't know if I should go back once I get the money or just pretend it's okay. For clarification, I had saved up for a dining table and a chair/love seat. This was just an extra I had maybe wanted to get. Update. I went back and offered to pay for the chair. I did play dumb a little mentioning how I got home and noticed the receipt didn't match. They said I was so sweet for coming back and offering to pay for it that they took half off, and I only had to pay $200. No one was fired, and they just seemed happy I came back. I hired a professional cuddler from a cuddling website. Honestly felt like kind of loser doing this, but I had my reasons which I can expand on in the thread. I paid $120 for the hour, saw somewhere offering a bit cheaper, but I liked the look of the girl I saw and the vibe I got when I messaged her, so didn't mind her rate. No immediate bad thoughts, and I definitely would say I enjoyed the experience overall, but still just trying to process how I feel about everything. I hired a homeless girl in. It became a life lesson. Honestly, I was ready for all kind of hate, but Reddit is full of assholes. I had no intention of karma farming, nor did I expect this to blow up. I always knew I was wrong, and probably don't even deserve the girl in my life. But people calling me R-word for just even having a bad thought. You guys are the biggest piles of shits, acting like the purest of all people. Y'all need a self-mirror. It is easy to target someone on the internet, but the actually applying those to yourself might hurt y'all ass. I always knew I was wrong from the start, Dash and GT. I did try to be a better person, Dash and GT. Never gave myself credits for helping them, cause I believed it was her who helped herself, Dash and GT. The guilt always lingered, so confessed. Not to be called a potential R-word, nor for the praise even. This sub is supposed to bury guilt, not to make people feel worse about themselves. Evil and good coexist in the society, but evil is far more than good. That is why even if you ever saw something good, you might not actually believe it, because we as humans have downgraded to lowest among all species. But to question others for the good they did makes you lowest among all. Maybe you need kindness and be a better person by actually helping those who need. One thing is certain, that judge people based on their actions, not their thoughts. Took a homeless girl in. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.